Welcome back to The Watch. And Oz, did you know the animals are gay?
The frogs are. What are they doing to the rest of them?
No. So there is a new documentary coming out on Peacock, which don't know why that sounds appropriate.
There's a gay documentary coming out on Peacock.
There is, right? And it's about homosexuality in the animal kingdom. And I found this just so bafflingly bizarre that they would use this and frame it in such a way to try and say homosexuality, everyone does, it's just a normal thing in the animal kingdom. Animals do it, so therefore it's normal for humans to do it. And I was like, well, hang on, are you really using that framing to try and justify a practice that humans do because animals do it? Do they have any idea what animals also do?
Yeah.
They eat their own young!
Yeah. Oh, but gays don't.
No, they don't. That's dark, man.
So you don't get to believe in gay animals and evolution at the same time. You don't get to.
Explain that.
Because evolution is traits go.
Yeah.
If they help.
I know. It's gay relationships, obviously, right? It doesn't mean it didn't happen, but these are like animals that, couldn't get a mate of the opposite gender.
So who's going out and molesting all these animals?
And a lot of these animals, right, they also resort to it as the last option.
Wait.
A lot of animals that resort to homosexual attractions are usually because they can't find a mate of the opposite sex. And so they're like, I can't put it in anything else, so you'll do.
So if a squirrel can't find a lady squirrel, he'll find a dude squirrel to bust a nut.
In a lot of cases, right? And I mean, you see dogs, they're willing to freaking hump anything. Right?
Yeah.
All right.
So if a beaver can't find a lady beaver...
No, because the point is, a lot of these cases of the homosexual sex of the animals aren't entirely because the animals are legitimately gay. There might be some few small instances, right? But sometimes a lot of them is that these animals are super horny and they just needed to bust a nut in something.
Super horny. So if a bull can't find a heifer, he'll get a buck.
There are cases, right? Okay, but still, like... We're not going to watch much of this, but just like this is the whole...
Our planet is home to over 11 million species.
There's more animals than that. Surely.
Why do they show mushrooms?
Because when the thing that starts these gay animals going at it is they eat the wrong mushroom in the forest.
You reckon?
I reckon.
The paparazzi really are everywhere.
Everything you were taught as a kid is wrong.
No. Hang on. Are they trying to say that, like, heterosexual, sexual relationships are the norm for many species on Earth? That's not wrong. Just because there are exceptions to the norm doesn't disprove the norm.
I honestly think they're going to be like, everything you've been told as a kid was wrong. Okay, it's actually gay relationships that produce offspring.
They want to rewire, people, basically. This is an attempt to socially engineer and teach a new doctrine to people.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%.
Yeah. And this whole thing is just another really bizarre one where I have trouble understanding how they honestly thought the framing of this helped their cause out. Because trying to say that homosexuality should be treated and regarded exactly equivalent as heterosexuality, right? Because animals can be gay as well. It's just like, no. Animals will murder. They will eat their own kind. They will eat their own young. No. The fact that humans are able to rise above base animal instinct is what sets us apart of every other animal species on Earth.
Yeah.
Critical thinking, understanding moral complexity, okay? Actually comprehending good and evil is what sets humans apart. And that's why we can see certain behaviors in the animal kingdom and say, if we were to do it, that would be wrong, right? Like infanticide. Is that infanticide? Infanticide, yeah. Right? Yeah, that's horrendous and evil. Some animals do. I was watching Clarkson's Farm. You do not know... You don't know Clarkson's Farm?
The only farmer I know is Old MacDonald.
I was this close to slapping you. Shame on you. I was like, I was ready to just go.
Hey.
It's one of the greatest shows on TV at the moment. It's not on TV. It's on Amazon.
Well, there you go. It's not even on TV.
It's Jeremy Clarkson.
Oh.
It's freaking amazing.
What's he doing? Punching producers?
He's running a farm, man.
Punching milk producers?
It's actually, unironically, one of the best shows on being made.
Huh.
It's so good.
He runs a farm.
And so on season 3, which I watched recently, he got some pigs and he makes up a paddock, makes some homes for them. And one of the pigs he actually bought was already pregnant and has some strange babies. And so he comes back, the other day after they're delivered, and one of the babies is missing, except an ear. The mother ate it.
Oh. I thought it was some sort of Van Gogh pig.
No. The mother ate one of its own babies. Right? Pigs. Yeah, pigs, they're willing to eat pretty much anything.
Damn, why are pigs so selfish and greedy?
So, again, this is just bizarre. This just seems like really weird. And now, of course, I don't have an issue with gay people, okay? I have an issue with them trying to put, lifestyles in, like I'd say you must watch, the gay sex or you're a bigot or something like that, like they did with that movie, the gay rom-com Bros, right? They legitimately trying to say straight people, guys, were homophobic for not wanting to watch a movie with explicit gay sex in it. It's like, you do realize that straight men are not attracted to other men, and so they do not like watching sexual acts of men engaged. This is not a bizarre concept, right? But they will legitimately try to attack people and say, no, you're homophobic for it. We're living in clown world at this point, okay? But in terms of, someone's gay, doesn't mean spit to me. It's a nothing. It's like saying someone has blue eyes or blonde hair, right? That's how much of a nothing it is to me as to my regard for them as an individual and as a person, and how much I'm willing to be friends with them, associate with them, or anything.
Yeah.
It means nothing to me. Also, I have as much little interest or regard into their sexual practices and their private life. Don't want to know about it. I don't want you to know about my private life. I'm not going to share it with you. I'm not going to go in when I meet people and say, do you know I'm straight and married, and then go into private acts and stuff like that, or anything like that. Yeah, it's so weird that the extremists in the LGBT community, because not all the LGBT community like this, they don't like the extremists that are trying to push it so far and try and push it in front of kids and everything like that. And this documentary is another example of that, where they're trying to push it everywhere, but also make it equivalent to traditional relationships.
Just thinking, because obviously this is another thing, like push it towards the kids, right? The cow goes moo, the duck goes quack, the lion says, stop it.
That's a better one. That's a clean-ish show.
I can say clean joke.
Yeah. I would encourage you to go that way. I like those ones.
That's fine. Yeah.
And so I just wanted to point this out and show it. Like, maybe shall we try and suffer through a bit more of this?
Yeah.
Gay penguins, bisexual lions.
All right, so like the bisexual lions, in that case, it's because the male lion, he's actually straight. He just couldn't get, mate with a normal, female lion.
Gay penguins, which one lays the egg?
None do.
Lesbian penguins, which one wins the fight?
Sex-changing clownfish.
This is a queer planet.
Sex-changing clownfish.
Look at this. This is a queer planet. That's what they want to. They want to make the world be perceived as queer. They want everything to be gay, and that's just I find that odd. It's like, hang on, I'm perfectly happy to be friends with you. Once upon a time, it was acceptance, tolerance, right? Not treating them any different or anything like that, which I think, that's good, right? But now it's celebration and promotion. It needs to be everywhere.
Yeah.
They want a gay planet. Why? Because they just hate straight white men. They've admitted this. We've done a video previously covering that this crazy streamer said legitimately that she will indoctrinate, if she has a son, she will indoctrinate him to be gay or trans simply because she hates straight white men, because she believes all straight white men are misogynist. That it's insanity, but that's where it comes from.
See, this is the end result of animal husbandry.
You reckon?
I don't know what that word means, but I assume.
But I get what you're saying, because husbandry, husband, male, animal. You were trying to get a play on words then. Not your best work.
Yeah. Look, I just don't want them putting chemicals in the water that turn the frogs gay. Or the lions.
I hear that was actually true.
It is true.
That the frogs were, their gender was getting changed because of the chemicals.
What's next? The zebra's going to be, every color of the rainbow? Huh?
That's basically it. This is just one of those weird things that's like, this is not the win that you think it is. Comparing gay people or gay relationships to the animal kingdom is not good, all right? You should not try and justify practices based on what animals do, because animals are animals, right? There's a reason why we consider humans to be a higher life form. And yes, they are. We're animals in a sense of our, certain connection to the animal kingdom. But no, we are higher beings with a higher form of intellect, which puts a greater standard on us in terms of what we do, and trying to justify certain behaviors with the behaviors of animal is bonkers.
Yeah.
You're just actually insulting and denigrating the thing that you're trying to promote. And that's something I wouldn't do, because, I think there's a lot of, it's funny, there's a lot of gay people that hate what the extremist LGBT community is doing to represent them.
Where are they?
In our comments, actually.
Well, I don't hear them, and so I'm going to represent the rest of them with...
I don't know. We covered Doctor Who recently about how crazy the LGBT propaganda they're pushing in, and I mentioned in that video that there's a lot of LGBT people that hate this insane push, especially to kill children's content. And I went through, and there was a trans person, and I think 3 to 4 gay people commenting in the comments saying, Shad, I completely agree.
Yeah.
I'm gay and I'm sick of this stuff. They don't represent me, right? There's a lot of LGBT, whatever identifying people that can't stand this insanity where it's pushed to the extreme, especially in front of kids.
However, I feel like if they identify as LGBT, that's a political term,
Some don't even want to identify and use the terminology. That's just the term that people...
They can join our team.
Yeah, I'm gay, and doesn't mean a thing.
Yep.
Okay? Like, does me being straight, I don't use that as an identifying thing for my personal identity. I consider myself an individual. But look, I will certainly admit, though, that being straight has enabled me to be married to a woman, and together we have been able to create children. And that is one of the greatest, things in my life.
Yeah.
That's why I want to celebrate. Well, that's why we should celebrate traditional relationships, traditional heterosexual relationships, because there is something truly special about that relationship. The people that, in that relationship, they can create life together. That's incredible.
Yeah. But there are actually examples. I'll give them one thing. There is actually a very common life bonding bird species in Australia that they're often gay. Just as often, like it's a bird bonding species forever. Do you know the species of bird? Cockatoo.
I see what you did there. And on that note, stay on watch.